Ooh, an Australian horror film. If there's one thing us in Australia know how to do, it's to make a horrific film. A horror film. Let's talk about Proclivitas. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight I caught Proclivitas. This is a Western Australian horror film production that follows Claire, played by Rose Riley, a woman forced to confront unresolved trauma when she returns home to reconnect with her high school sweetheart, Jerry, played by George Mason. But the presence of a haunting in the house isn't simply a monster to be defeated. Instead, the film explores the idea of proclivities, a Latin term describing an internal inclination towards destructive behavior and the way addiction, guilt, and trauma can manifest into deeply personal ways. So all of this is written and directed by Millie Tunnicliffe, who's done a few things, including The Calling in Australia and Son of a Gun. She's been an actress as well as a director and a writer and done lots of stuff. Anyway, this is a film that she's done. So when I sat down and started to watch this, straight away I knew I was in very good company. Rose Riley is a really great actress. She plays Claire with realistic trauma built in. I believed every moment that she was going through with this traumatic presence that was happening in the house. I felt worried. I felt concerned for her. I felt concerned for her mental capabilities of being able to get through this thing. And I was deeply invested in her character. And was really going, get out of that house, get out of this space, go back to where you came from, and hopefully things are better back there. George Mason, who plays Jerry, I firmly believed their relationship. I thought it was some great casting, to have really good chemistry, and I did believe that they both grew up together and they were in this small town together. They both mirrored each other acting-wise extremely well on screen. And I was wondering where this was going and how it was all going to come together. Millie Tunnicliffe has crafted a film that is tense, that also sort of leaves a little bit of stuff to your imagination. So this film reminded me a lot of Relic and the monster in Relic. That was a film that was released in 2020, a really great Australian film that had Jake Gyllenhaal actually as one of the producers on it. It was a great film. This film, The Monster, and they talked about it in creating this film, is that they understood what was going on. They did a lot of research about addiction and about, people's lived experiences, and that's what The Monster does. It grows and responds off the shadow version of Claire and what she's manifesting externally. So it's almost like a trance-like state. So there is a traumatic moment that happens between Claire and Jerry that we kind of find out as the film progresses, and I'm not going to give too much of it away, but it does lend to this darkness following them. It's a little bit like this Adelaide horror film that came out a couple of years ago called You'll Never Find Me, which is an absolutely tense chamber piece with two characters in a caravan, a camper van. It's an extremely tense film. If you haven't seen it, You'll Never Find Me is the film. Check it out. Yeah, so this film very much brought to home to me a combination of that with Relic, and it's just a really great film, and unfortunately I think it's going to get lost in the shuffle. It would be fantastic to see this up on the big screen, and I would love for Australians and international audiences alone to embrace these films. I know Relic actually got a bit of a release overseas and got some really good traction, I think because Jake Gyllenhaal was behind the producing of that as well, and it's just a great film. So if you can, try and seek out Proclivities. It's a hard title to say, maybe that's part of the problem, but Proclivities is definitely worth your time, and I would give it 8.5 out of 10. It was a really great film, and if you can track it down, I would urge you to see it. That is my review of Proclivities. Have you seen a horror film that you go, I really wish that people would be able to get their hands on this and see it. Comment below, let me know, because there's clearly a lot of great films out there and a lot get lost in the shuffle, but maybe you've got a really good horror film that you want to tell me about. Comment below, let me know. I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car. Good night.